Hello, and welcome back to the Coupe de Villa show. I'm Scott Cooper. I'm here with Noah Fisher, and what a night it was last night. We are here to discuss Club Brugge versus Aston Villa from the UEFA Champions League, first leg of the round of 16, away from home. What a result! 3-1 to Villa, and we are halfway there, 1 foot in the quarterfinals. Great game, great result, and we will be talking about all of that and much more after this. Yes, and welcome back to Coupe de Villa Live Champions League edition. It's back. We are the champions. Noah, it's here. We did it. We went to Bruges. We got revenge for the loss in the group stages. We had some fantastic performances. We had a great ending to the match. Some inspired substitutions from Unai Emery. But I think the best place to start is, for me, Tyrone Mings, the redemption story. Last time he was there, he picked the ball up, gave away a penalty. It was absolutely comical. It would have been one of the lowlights of his whole career, I'm sure. He would have, copped all the abuse online and everything that went with it. He was left out of the team for a while. But then I thought he was man of the match. Rodgers got man of the match officially, but Tyrone Mings was just so solid, so comfortable in the ball, so just colossus at the back. And that goal line clearance, well, I don't think I've seen anything like it ever before in football.
Crazy. And it's only half time, Scott, so don't get too carried away. It's only half time. It's just great.
I'm getting carried away.
I know, but it's great to come away from Bruges with a 3-1 win. Obviously, we didn't score there in over 90 minutes last time, and to score in the first three is crazy. What a start. It was real basketball sort of affair early on and late on in the game. But you touched on it. Tyrone Mings, what a redemption story. And that's a centre-back we knew we had on offer. I mean, I know it's taken him a while to kind of find his feet, but if he's playing like that now, hopefully he can get better and better.
Absolutely. And it was a bit of a strange sort of lineup. Like we had Disasi playing right back, which, I thought was odd. I thought it would have been Konsa. And, after the great start with the Leon Bailey goal, really good to see him get on the score sheet. A beautiful left foot half volley from a Mings flick on. So a nice assist to Mings to add to his goal line clearance. At that point I was thinking, we could be in for a really, really good evening. Unfortunately, the momentum swung back their way with the goal. Disasi got caught underneath the ball a bit, and Leon Bailey didn't track the left back, who puts it first shot on target again. Noah goes in first shot.
It's a good finish.
It was a good finish, but I'm getting annoyed at these first shots going in. It needs to be something we got to get out of our game. But this time, it didn't really cost us too much. It was a I think Kevin makes a good point here. I was about to get to the performance was sort of okay. Like, I think it was pretty tight game. Like, Bruges will be thinking that they've thrown this one away because they did have a couple of very, very good opportunities. Not much, I don't think the defense could have done about them. The header, Mings does everything he can to keep it out. Digne gets caught under the ball a bit. And then there's the chance where they did the quick 1-2. That player for them, the captain Van Hecken, is it?
Van Hecken,
No, it's not Van Hecken. But he is a very, very good player. And he had a great game, and he caused us some problems. And during that sort of middle period of the game, I think Bruges were the better side. But
was it Hans Varken?
Yeah, Van Harken. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a great game. So did the other guy in the center midfield. I forgot his name too. But
was it Casper Nielsen?
No, it was. I
was going through players here on Google.
It's like an African sounding name. Can't remember. But anyway, they they put up a good showing, and after the first game, we knew that was going to happen. They are a good side. They've knocked out Atalanta, which are a top team, won the Europa League last year. So, it was always going to be one of those games, and we spoke about it in the last pod. It was one of those games when Bruges got up ahead of steam. We had to really just hold tough and hold in there. And I think we did that. I think Contra Mings, especially, showed a lot of leadership, won a lot of balls, didn't give the ball away. We played long when we had to as well. It wasn't all sort of tiki-taka kind of passing from the back with its cost us in some of the recent games, as well, losing the ball in our own defensive third. So, I'm feeling really good. I mean, obviously, I think Emery was a bit upset with that part of the game, made the changes. And what an impact the changes had, Noah.
Well, I mean, we spoke about after Crystal Palace, he got the changes wrong. Very critical on his management, but that's what he can do. He obviously thought the changes at Crystal Palace would make this sort of difference, and they didn't, but the players are up for it. I mean, it's Champions League football, and it's our first time in a long time of playing Champions League football, and they're not going to take it for granted. Look at Marcus Rashford. I know his name's been mentioned there, but he'd be wanting to do so well. I know it was poor last night, but he'd be wanting to do as much as he can to play, for this football club. And I saw his family getting amongst it too, by the way, in Bruges. So that was amazing to see. So I'm hearing rumours happy, and he wants to make it a permanent deal. So that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, and I didn't think he was awful. I think I just think that we maybe in the first half tried to play through the middle a bit too much, and there was a few times that we were in really good positions, actually at 1-0 to Villa. I know it was only 10 minutes or so, but in that 10 minutes, we had some opportunities the way we could break, and Ollie Watkins, and Morgan Rogers gave the ball away a lot in that first half, and cost us some really good positions. I thought Watkins especially probably had one of his poorest games of the season. Everything was bouncing off him. He couldn't hold the ball. Every pass was going to a Bruges player. It was and Rogers was kind of doing similar things, losing the ball a lot. But in the second half, he kind of came into his own more, and he obviously sets up the own goal. We get a bit of luck there, but
you create your own luck. You create your own luck. So,
and it was a good ball into the box. Watkins was right there. The defender had to deal with it, and it goes flying in past Mignolet. And then look, Marcus Asensio, 5 games, 5 goals.
Flying.
Absolutely on fire. And Matty Cash, I thought, did really well for the penalty. I mean, I think it was a clear 100% penalty, but he still did well to get to the ball first. And, he obviously gets touched, and he knows if he goes down, it's a pen. So, he does the right thing by, drawing the foul, and Asensio just rams it into that bottom corner, and here we go, 3-1 lead going into the second leg. It's fantastic.
Crazy. I'm actually kind of lost for words with the whole thing. It was a very awkward time for people in Melbourne watching the game. 4:45. So I see it work at 6:30. So it's a bit of a hard one for me to watch, but you get up and it's 80 minutes and you go, geez, 1-1. I'll take this. Let's don't bottle it.
Right.
And then it goes 2-1, 3-1, and it happened so quick, if you know what I mean. We turned it on, and everyone in that closing stage of the game knew what we had to do. And the minimum was a draw coming out of that game. And to be able a 2-goal buffer going into it's going to be a packed Villa Park. It's going to be absolutely rammed. It's going to be amazing, honestly.
It will be, and it's just amazing to say, if I told you 5 years ago that Marco Asensio would be scoring the 3rd goal in a 3-1 away win in the Champions League in the round of 16 for us, you'd be like, what? It is kind of crazy, and you got to pinch yourself.
It's weird when you think about it, because 6 years ago, we were starting our 10-game winning run in the Championship in that promotion season.
Exactly, and Marco Asensio was winning European Cups with Real Madrid, So we've come a long way, and Emery's taken this team and he's added to it in January, and he's brought in real quality. And we've got a lot of games, 3 different competitions we're battling in, right?
Yeah.
So, hopefully, fingers crossed, this result means we've got at least 3 more games in the Champions League.
I'm praying,
and we can. It'd be interesting to see actually what approach we take in the second leg, because
the first goal is crucial, Scott.
It is.
We get the first goal, legs done.
Do you think we'll sit back and let them have the ball a bit more and say, no? Well, you think we'll go just all out?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think we will want the first goal.
Yeah.
Once we have that first goal, I think we'll sit back, because if they get the first goal, it's squeaky bum time again. So
it's right. It's right. And I think that Emery knows our home record is good, and we can beat anyone at home. So why not just go for it, try and win the game, and then maybe, if we get a couple of goals, make a few changes, give some players that have played a lot of football a rest. That's what he did in this game, but I think he did it for different regions. I think he was a little bit upset with 1 or 2, and makes the 4 changes, a quadruple sub. It was like, oof, a bit like, is that too many changes? Is it going to upset the flow? But they seem to all do a good job. Ramsey, I thought, did really well when he comes on. He's running in behind, and he's just a different player to Rashford on that left-hand side.
Isn't he? He's honestly like a magician. When he's up and running, though, Scott, because we're saying after after Crystal Palace, how poor he was.
Yeah.
So it's weird, it really is weird.
And maybe like off the bench, like in these big games, he can be really effective because he has that pace and that engine. If you've just had half an hour or 70 minutes of Rashford, and then Ramsey comes on, that's something to really worry about. And Kamara being back is just loving it. Pau Torres on the bench too, fantastic. It's all coming together, and we just
at the right time, Scott. At the right time,
we just need maybe a win against Brentford on Saturday in an away Premier League game. Just to kind of rectify that ship a bit.
Yeah, away from the Premier League's been so poor, hasn't it?
Yeah. So
think about how good Emery has been on the road with us. It's just a putrid away record. So
it is, and we've got Brentford away, Brighton away, next 2 matches. They could be huge. If we could sort of, get 4-6 points in those 2 games, something like that. That would, all of a sudden we'd be, back in probably the top 6, and
they're fighting again
in the quarterfinals of both Champions League and the FA Cup. Fingers crossed we get the job done next week. So
exactly.
Insane, absolutely insane. Michael here makes a good point.
Yeah.
It just says, we're hitting the ground running, hopefully at the right time, and we've sort of survived so far this season. We've kind of, we just sort of scraped into the top 8 of the Champions League, which is an amazing feat. But we kind of did our good work early by beating the likes of Bayern Munich, and we
Young
beat Leipzig, right? So then we kind of sort of maybe kind of coasted over the line a bit, but we got there.
Imagine though, Scott, how different our journey would be if Rodgers' goal against Juventus wasn't ruled out, and if it wasn't a penalty on Tyrone Mings. That's an extra 4 points. You think Liverpool have a very hard draw, and they finish top, undefeated. So everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, I'll be watching Liverpool PSG tonight to see possible opponents and how they're shaping up. I think I got a feeling it's going to be PSG. Hey, I do have a feeling. I think they're hitting some good form, and if they could get a good result tonight in Paris, then Liverpool got to dig deep again, and they haven't really been in their best form recently. I mean, I don't know. Who would you rather play, do you think? it's a difficult one. I mean,
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah, I think I'd rather play PSG just because they're a French team. They're not an English team.
That's what I was going to say. It's because we've played Liverpool a lot. Liverpool know how we play. We know how they play. Like, if we're actually going to potentially take it to a team, it's taking a team we haven't played before.
Yeah, and we haven't really done that well at Anfield recently.
No.
So, I think PSG might feel a bit of pressure against us, because their whole season is the Champions League, like the French league is kind of a given for them most of the time. So, and Asensio maybe against his old club would be kind of crazy to see, him do something there.
He can play because he can play. The European rules don't lie with loans.
Yeah, the European is different. It's only the Premier League that do that rule. So, yeah.
Where's also on Kevin's comment here? Because I kind of agree. With it. Like, it's weird. Like, Asensio's just flown under the radar since he's come into Villa. But, Rashford gets 2 assists. No disrespect to him. I think he's been great for us. But, Asensio bags 2 goals. It's all about Rashford's 2 assists, if you get me.
Yeah, well, Rashford he's English. He's a Man United ex-player. He's also done a lot in sort of politics and things when he did all the school lunches and all that. So he's a big sort of celebrity, I guess, more than Asensio in this country. But I think it's going to be interesting. I think
can't wait.
I mean, will Asensio be used off the bench again next week? Or will he play? Because he seems to start the Villa Park match.
Another comment from Kevin. Yeah, so I think we've got to rest a few, but now we've got these players back, Scott, we can afford to rest a few. Where when you have Pau Torres out, you have all these centre-backs out, you have no other choice but to play them. So
yeah, I'd definitely be resting maybe like Watkins.
Well, you've got Marlon, you have Gus, they haven't played a game. They've got to play.
So they've got to play. Yeah.
They have to play.
Yep. And I think they will. So it's really good. The crowd were great. I thought the away fans were great. You could hear them all night. It's a nice little stadium over there, good atmosphere. And it just had that European feel about it.
It's what it's all about, Scott. It's what it's all about. Like, I literally received a Snapchat from Owen at 5:00 Birmingham time. He's drinking a beer. Nice. So I think he was 5 or 6 deep by the time he even got to Belgium. Wow. So he was in a bit of a state this morning. I hope his hangover is going well. But
I'm sure he enjoyed himself. It was a great result, and it was funny seeing them all locked in that pen with
I thought it was funny
the water cannons pointing at them.
I thought it was funny as. Oh, that's why you do it. That's European football for you, and it's a bit of fun.
Exactly, it's a bit different.
As long as everyone's safe, that's all I can ask for these sort of trips.
Think about it. Like 6 years ago, we were going away to Rotherham. Now we might go away to PSG. It's going to be crazy. And I'm just lapping it up. I'm just enjoying it. Even when Bruges equalized and they were on top in the match, and I was starting to think this could get nasty. They could score here again. I don't feel that bad about it because I know that this is something different. This is really we haven't failed. We've finished in the top 8, and we've got to the last 16. It's basically we're playing with house money. Even though we are probably technically the favourites in this particular tie, we are sort of just playing with house money, and I like it when the players just go out there and enjoy themselves. Seeing Leon Bailey, it just reminded me of the Lille game away last season. Remember, when he was pointing at his head and saying, "We've still got time. We've still got time." I saw a bit of that Leon Bailey in this match.
I hope he's back. I really do, because he's such a crucial player for us when he's on fire. He really is. Yeah, and he gives us something a bit different. He gives us something. He's a true out-and-out winger. He stays wide. He can create. He can score. He can dribble past people. And then we got Rashford on the other side who's got pace. He can go past people as well. So we've got a lot of options in that attacking half. Yeah.
And most of them seem to be like on form, playing quite well now. So, Bailey was the only one now, like, who was probably out of form out of those front 6 or 7 we've got. Marlon's done pretty well since he's come in. Watkins is having a really sneakily good season, even though he wasn't great in this game. Rogers, of course, is probably our player of the season, him or Tielemans. I think, it would be out of those two for player of the year this year. Who do you think?
Absolutely.
Who would you go out?
Player of the year
so far? Put in the chat, guys. Who's player of the year so far? Because
for me, it's Morgan Rogers.
It is for me too.
Yeah.
I think Tielemans
does all the dirty work, though.
He's a 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 every game, right?
Every game, 100%.
But Rogers is a guy that's kind of been crucial in moments and dragged us over the line in games and kind of really like got the crowd off their seat maybe a bit more.
I thought you might have said John Duran for your part of the season so far, but is that too soon, Scott? Or
look, I was going to go down a whole Duran corner in the, he would have been good to bring on, but I'm leaving it. I'm over it. All right, it's done. He plays in Saudi now. But look,
it's a question here from Dickie. What would your setup be for Brentford? Mine would be Garcia, Konsa, Powell, Digne, Tielemans, Kamara, McGinn, Rashford, Watkins, Rogers.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Thank you.
You wouldn't play. So you'd play Maatsen further up the pitch.
No, I said Digne. I didn't say
Digne.
Maatsen.
So no Maatsen. Yeah.
No.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sounds good. I think maybe McGinn probably might need a rest. Maybe I'll put in Bogart instead of McGinn or Kamara. And
Bogart's a bloody good player.
Maybe we could play with Kamara and Tielemans in there with Morgan Rogers or someone else in that kind of, maybe Asensio in that 10. But Brentford's always a fight. They're a very physical side. They're good on set pieces. They get the ball into the likes of Wisser and Buemo, these guys early, and have a real go at you. So we're going to have to be on it. That's going to be a difficult
100%.
game, probably maybe more difficult than this Bruges game. So it's a huge test. It's because we know what our record is like after Champions League games. I think we've only won once. So
I think it was at Wolves. We beat Wolves at Villa Park. Yours truly was there. That could be why.
Was that after the Young Boys game?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And the Young Boys game was a game where we could kind of knock it around for the last 20 minutes, Yeah. Whereas this game was pretty much on a knife edge till the last 5 minutes. So interesting. It's going to be good. I'm pumped. I just love it. Hearing that Champions League anthem.
It gets me every time, Scott. It honestly gets me every time.
Seeing Aston Villa playing in the European Cup wearing white as well is something I love. It just
very
brings
iconic.
back. Yeah, it's just Peter With sort of memories. Acorns on the front of the shirt. Just love that. I mean, I hope the club, could, put those shirts out. I know.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get the acorns, can you? You can only get the Batano.
No, it annoys me. I know there's a lot of people that, like, I know TK, AVFC, used to do a lot of shirt printing, and he got hold of some stuff last year. He used to be able to remove the sponsor flag, put acorns on it, but I wish they did release them. Like, it'd be unbelievable if they did. I think they would sell more than the Batano ones, to be honest with you. I'd definitely cop one.
I guess it's part of Batano's, contract or something, they want to get their brand out there as much as possible. I can understand that, but it just looks so good. Like the acorns, I just love it.
Clean. Like the thumbnail we got, it just like on this video on Asensio, it just looks so clean.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of my favorite photos. Probably making my background on my phone, but I'll see if I can. I love it.
Yeah, it's a lovely shirt. It's plain, it's simple, but it's so nostalgic. Like I said, Villa wearing white away from home in Europe. Fantastic. And look, I can't wait for the second leg. I mean, I just think the crowd are going to be on fire. I think
it'll be crazy.
The players will be up for it. I just love little stories like Tielemans getting booed because he played for Anderlecht when he was 16. Tyrone Mings and everything that happened to him in the previous game, and just
it's amazing.
The fact that John McGinn has captained our side from
the Champions League.
He was in the Championship, and now he's in the Champions League. Just fantastic stuff. And
bring it on. Bring it on.
I can't not like this team.
Exactly.
They do put in stinkers occasionally, like we saw against Palace, and this year has been tougher, and it was always going to be tougher.
Yeah.
But they never give up. Emery's always trying to improve us, and he has improved every single player in the squad, and he's brought in new players. And look, we're still in with a chance.
We're in a great spot
of winning 2 cups. Funny things happen in knockout tournaments. I remember the year when it was Monaco Porto, I think, in the final. There was 2. So
that's it's crazy.
If they can reach the final and win a tournament, win the Champions League, there's no reason we can't.
Exactly.
I know we'd have to go through PSG or Liverpool, then probably Real Madrid,
but why not us?
Probably Barcelona or Bayern. It would be great can you imagine if we played Bayern in the final again?
KM Gart's comment just gets me laughing. Probably, to be honest with you. Probably. He's loved up these days.
So I think he's
very loved up. I know he's probably watching this back later, but we miss you, Tommy.
Hi, Tommy. I'm sure he'll be on after Brentford. But these midweek ones, I think
it's tough for his work.
He's tied up. Yeah,
but it is tough because he works like late hours. He has like work meets at this time of night as well, so it's a bit tough for him to get on. So.
I know, but we all love him. I'm sure we'll hear all his whole take about our European run.
Yeah.
Oh, we're 8th favourites, are we? That's is that worth a sneaky $10? Yeah, like $100.
Yeah, I'll take a 10 on it. Oh. Go for it. Let's do it.
Yeah, why not? But we have come a long way. Dickie is right, and and we're only going further. I think. Look, fantastic. I don't think there's not
much more to come. We've been saying the same things for hours.
I think, Digne does get not enough love. I think Jeff's made a good point here. I think Coxie made it before, saying, that he played really well and he kept that guy Talby very quiet. He's a good player. He is. And look, and he's just like one of these guys. He knows when to hit it long. He knows when to play nice and intricate football. He doesn't give it away. He doesn't give a lot of fuss. He's just there. He's just there.
And since he's come in, though, Scott, what I found, like, we've brought in, some left backs that I thought would take his spot. It wasn't even Maatsen as well. Like, Moreno came in. I thought, geez, Moreno's going to take his spot. But he just keeps upping his game, ups and ups and ups it, and gets better and better. And out of, like, some of the Steven Gerrard's stinking signings, he's one of the few that have just been absolutely amazing. Him and Kamara? Is there any others that are still even here?
Well, no, Carlos
is gone. Coutinho didn't work out. Is anyone else he signed that's still here?
I think that's about it. Callum Chambers.
He's gone.
He's gone. I can't really think of anyone else he signed. But
no, me neither. Exactly. That's what I mean. So...
no, he's a quality player, and I think I always liked him at Everton. I always thought he was probably too good for Everton, and he's playing for the French national team now. So
Emmy was signed by Dean Smith.
Yeah.
So
both Emmys,
isn't it?
Do you see Emi Buendia had a little bit of a fisticuffs with Boniface?
I didn't see that.
His teammate and him had a bit of a little pushy shovey. I think Emmy didn't pass him the ball, and he wasn't too happy, and he said something, and Emmy sort of like flicked his hand up at his face, and Boniface pushed him. Yeah, so it was a bit. So I don't know. So leave our Emmy alone.
Literally, don't even bother touching him.
Yeah, I used to like you, Boniface. I used to think you'd be good for Villa, but I don't want you here anymore.
No, I don't want him anymore.
If you're gonna be like that, so
exactly.
Yeah, but he's got a chance to probably play tonight against Bayern, so that'd be
that'd be interesting, wouldn't
it? But yeah, we're going to wrap up there. Quick half an hour, but we just wanted to check in and say what a game, what a result. The European Villa tour is on, and
It's on.
Bruges have been defeated in the first leg, but it's only half time. We will be back after Brentford, and we so many more games to come. We got Preston in the cup as well. We didn't speak about that, Noah.
Yep. Oh, and we lost you, Scotty. You're back now. You're back now.
Oh, yes.
You're back now.
We're going to Deepdale.
Can't wait. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring it all on.
A great opportunity to make the semi-final of the FA Cup and be at Wembley again. So it's all happening, and we'll be bringing you all those games, all the reactions after the match shows. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will that will let you know every time we go live. But until the next game after Brentford, up the Villa. And we'll
up the
Villa.